Prey is a new Predator movie that is now streaming on Hulu and was directed by Dan Trachtenberg, a man known most famously for directing 10 Cloverfield Lane a few years ago. And this movie follows a tribe of Comanche warriors who are trying to take down a predator that has landed in the jungle and hopefully take it out before it takes out all of them. In particular, you're following one of those warriors, played by Amber Midthunder, named Naru, who is trying to prove her skills and her mettle and eventually try and make herself to be a major hunter when it comes to getting prey. This is a movie that I was very excited for because I think potential was ripe in this. And especially after seeing things like 10 Cloverfield Lane, I think Dan Trachtenberg is a really great filmmaker. And so naturally I was going into this movie with a lot of excitement, despite the fact that when it comes to the Predator movies, I haven't always been a big fan of them. Like the first one, of course, is a classic to me. I think that's a perfect action movie. But then the second one was okay. The Predators, the third one, that was okay. And then The Predator, which was directed by Shane Black, I thought was kind of bad. And so naturally, there is that bit of a caveat to it too. But I am here to tell you that Prey warrants none of those concerns or worries. This is a movie that excels in pretty much every single way. I absolutely loved this film. And it honestly is among my favorite movies of the year already. I can't wait to see this thing again and again and again. And I'm looking forward to more people seeing it. And I just wish I'd seen it on a big screen. Those who have had a chance to see it at screenings and were able to go to a theater, I envy you, because this is a movie that would have absolutely been remarkable to see with a packed audience. And hopefully somewhere down the line, they decide to do something like that. As it stands, even if you watch it at home, you're getting one terrific top tier movie that is worthy of all your time. At an hour and 40 minutes, this movie does not stop. It is relentlessly paced and very viscerally and very tensely directed by Trachtenberg, who did a wonderful job of doing that with 10 Cloverfield Lane as well. I think the best thing he does is put you into these situations where you're genuinely wondering what's going to happen next, and he builds that tension very nicely. And that happens a lot here in this movie. It's constantly building that. And so no moment necessarily feels safe. It feels like this thing could be at any point of time in the corner next to you and could take you out. And that's something I also really liked about it. The terror of this thing was definitely a lot more present than it has been in any of the other movies. Then you feel like this thing can come after you. Like it is able to create that effect. And it's really scary what they've done with the Predator in this movie. This thing is incredibly violent. Some of the goriest I think the franchise has ever been. Sequences are in here. And it's really, like, it's insane to watch some of those kills happen on screen. So definitely, like, you're gonna get a lot of really violent deaths as a result of seeing the Predator in this movie. As for the performances, I think everybody's great. Of course, we got to give a shout out to the star Amber Midthunder because she deserves it. She is so good in this movie. And so much of the movie is her. But 99% of it is just her. And so that means you have to really be invested in this character also, that you're rooting for her in some tough situations. And the film manages to give you enough with each character that you're able to do that. Because it's constantly moving, there's only so much time that they can spend, but it manages to make a very compelling arc for everybody while also focusing on the fact that it's a horror sci-fi movie and people are dying and things are getting killed in really disturbing ways. And that is to the film's credit in terms of the writing, in terms of the acting, the direction. All of that comes together really well. When it comes to visceral kills, however, you need a couple of things. That is, of course, good direction, yes, but also some great visual effects. And this movie does not skimp out on that. This is visually striking stuff. The cinematography is gorgeous. So many lovely wides, and the way they've shot action sequences. There's one shot action sequence that was really great. They've done such a great job with pulling all of those things off. I genuinely am having a hard time finding any major flaws with this movie, because I don't think I actually have any. It's a movie that is so wonderfully crafted with a beautiful score, I might add. It is wonderfully musically, and it just nails all of those things so well that I find myself thinking that, do I like this more than the first one? Which is a tall order, I know, but you have to understand, like, the first one was such a beacon for so long, right? Like, that was the best one, and this is the closest that any of the sequels, or now in this case prequel, has come close to that. But honestly, there are so many things this movie does right that I could honestly see it being a candidate for number one for a lot of people. I'm curious to see what the commentary around this movie is going to be over the days to come. The film handles even certain thematic elements pretty nicely. There is one point in the middle where they introduce something. I thought, okay, that makes sense. But they introduce it in such a way that it also works itself into the story that they're telling. And I think it adds a lot more, again, to the characters. I thought it was kind of important, and the way they handled that, again, as viscerally as they did, was really, really good. Guys, I honestly could go on and on. Prey is a movie that just did everything that I hoped it would do. My expectations for it were exceeded, and I can't wait to see this thing again. I think horror buffs, fans of the character, I think science fiction buffs are going to enjoy this movie a lot. And I'm curious to see what their thoughts are going to be over the coming weekend. I'm going to give Prey a 10 out of 10. Genuinely, zero faults with this movie. Zero major faults at that. Some minor little things here and there, but it's none of it that is worthy enough of striking off a point over. This movie is genuinely deserving of all of this praise. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. I'm also going to talk about The Sandman this weekend because that just dropped on Netflix. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.